I'm Susil from Heat. You're watching Vocalist Magazine TV. Make sure to catch Heat on Facebook, Band Heat, Instagram, Twitter, any of your social media.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Vocalist Magazine TV. I'm your host Christina Sanza, and today we're speaking with the lead singer of the rock group Heat. How are you doing today?
Very well, thanks. Yourself?
Great, I'm doing great, thanks. So today we're going to talk about your band, how you guys came together, and the current stuff that you're working on as a group. So how about we start with your band name? So how did you come up with this band name?
To be honest, I was very surprised no one else had come up with it. Heat, I don't know, it's the name of one of my favorite Andy Warhol short films, so kind of fit in with the whole aesthetic.
Okay. How do you feel that it represents you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird with bands and album titles. I always think of like the Beatles. It's a terrible band name when you think about it, but you just think about the music, and so it's a great one, yeah. But hopefully, people like Heat. I don't know.
Cool. And for you personally, how did you get involved into music? Was it something that started at a young age or later in life?
Yeah, I've been playing guitar since I was 13, and I moved to Montreal from New Brunswick when I was 17. I was playing bass in a lot of punk bands and like a synth band, a folk band. About 3 years ago, I decided to start doing my own demos, and that was actually the first band I sang in, which became Heat. So I started from a young age, but I've only really been singing for a couple of years now.
Okay. And you guys as a group, you got together pretty organically? Like, were you guys friends or you were just bandmates?
A little of both. I started off by doing all the demos myself, recruited a couple of my friends. For a while we were a 5-piece, but then, things got rolling. It's kind of intensive to ask someone like, hey, can you put your life on hold, travel around a little bit. But yeah, the group really finalized in October with Alex and Raph, our rhythm section who joined in. And yeah, we've been functioning very well together.
Okay. And how would you define yourselves musically? Like, what genres do you try to incorporate into your work?
I mean, it's tricky. We kind of get, we're a rock band for sure, but a little of our influences reach beyond or within that into specific areas. I really personally love a lot of Britpop music, shoegaze, a lot of New York proto-punk from the 70s.
Okay.
That sort of stuff.
And would you say those are your influences as well musically that inspire you to create music?
Yeah, sure. The songs I demoed about 2.5 years ago. Matt, our guitar player, and I worked on some of them to fine-tune it. We recorded as a 5-piece in January 2014. And then we added on 2 songs with the 4-piece, the current lineup, in December. We're really happy that it came out on Kitsune Records, based out of France, and we've been working with them. It's been going very well.
Awesome. And how would you say that your music has developed since your demos? What has that evolution been like?
The evolution from poor quality audio recordings with just me to hopefully something a little more fleshed out. Yeah, and I mean, we've been touring a lot, playing a lot of shows. It kind of is reflective more in our live show. The newer stuff is kind of more of a unit, I believe.
Can you tell us about one of your most memorable shows on stage and where that was?
We went to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest, and I'm not allowed to swear on this, am I? Okay, it was kind of a clusterfuck. I mean, there was 7 shows in 5 days, and it really ranged from someone's backyard in a tent with a makeshift studio to immediately after that a Yahoo showcase in this huge arena venue. But we were happy that we got kind of thrown into that. It's a bit of a stressful situation, but we held our own, and it worked out really well.
And now more into different styles of music, I guess. I noticed that you delved into a Madonna cover. So can you tell me a little bit about why you chose to cover a Madonna song and how that has influenced you maybe musically?
Yeah, I mean, we all listen to a bunch of different music, and you know, I guess we're a rock band, but I grew up listening to Madonna. I had 2 older sisters. I was just kind of like a little brat running around singing Dress You Up, which then, you know, Kitsune asked us to do a cover, and my mind immediately went to that. Hopefully we kind of paid it homage, but put our own spin on it.
I think you guys did a fairly good job. I listened to it. It was quite good. So now in terms of your band, how would you describe some of your greatest accomplishments? What has meant the most to you?
I don't know. I mean, things have been moving very quickly for us in the past few months. Sometimes a little surreal when I think of, you know, it's just based on EP. We haven't put out our full length yet, although that is coming soon. But just the fact that we've gotten to tour, I mean, we toured Europe about a month ago, a bit over the States and Canada. So, I don't know. The reception has been really good. Cool. It's pretty much all we could have asked for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And on the other side of things, what are some of the challenges that you feel that you've faced throughout your musical career so far?
I don't know. To be honest, when I first started the group, as I mentioned, I'd just been playing in punk bands, playing bass, kind of maybe more of you know, I was still in the band, but maybe more of a backseat role. Really, about 3 years ago, I decided, you know, maybe I could write songs, do all this stuff. The beginning stages, we were a pretty bad band for about a year, but it took a while to push through that.
Cool. And where do you guys see yourselves 5, 10 years from now?
6 feet under.
Really?
No. I don't know. I mean, hopefully things continue to go well. We'd like to, I mean, so far the response has been great. Hopefully we can push that forward, continue touring, releasing records.
Cool.
Yeah.
And can you give me one tip of advice for aspiring vocalists/bands that are trying to make it big?
Drink a lot of coffee, smoke cigarettes, and never do any vocal exercises.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so what's in store for you guys as a band? What do you have coming up? You alluded to an album. I know you guys have a tour coming up, so if you want to...
Yeah, I mean, we're touring throughout the rest of the summer. We have a little bit of time off right now. The album's in the works, and we're kind of pre-prodding that, demoing it. It's going really well so far. Hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of the year it can be out. But, you know, schedules are always up in the air.
Great. Well, that's about it. That's all the questions that I have for you. So thank you so much for being with us today. It was really great.